Okay then guys, what is going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of Wayfinder and it's the 15th, which means it's not launch day. I know. We're going to talk to you about it today as we've got some news coming from Airship Syndicate and Digital Extremes, which is, to say the least, a little disappointing, but we're going to dive into it right now. Okay, just a PSA before we get into the video. This channel is completely transparent. When things go good, we'll make sure we push out that things are going good, and when things go bad, we make sure that we put out there that things are going bad. We wouldn't be doing a service to you guys if we didn't give both sides of the coin and we're not able to provide both sorts of information. This is not me hating on Wayfinder. I'm a solid believer and I am definitely working with them when the launch actually comes up. But as of right now, we have definitely got to cover all grounds because for me, this channel is a completely transparent motive and we don't want to give just one side of the coin and say it's amazing, even though that they have definitely messed up in this last 24 hours. So with that being said, let's dive on into today's video. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, feel free to check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, but you guys can find an array of flavors down in the description via the link, and using code CLOUD at checkout will get you a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's dive on into the video. So starting off, we have got a post that actually went up on the Wayfinder page right here, which as you can see is absolutely bonkers and extremely disappointing. The Wayfinder Twitter posts out, matter of hours before the game was meant to launch, Wayfinder Early Access PSA. We're ironing out some final issues to ensure a smooth launch. Early Access is delayed on PC until August 17th and PlayStation to follow. Please read for further information. So what does the further information state? It says right here on the playwayfinder.com website via the news tab that Wayfinders, we're ironing out some final issues to ensure a smooth start to early access for PC players and PlayStation and need some additional time. This means we will be delaying the start of early access on PC by a couple of days. Wayfinder will launch on Steam and Founders Pack will go on sale August 17th at 12 PM CT, with PlayStation to follow. Both Airship Syndicate and Digital Extreme teams are working tirelessly to ensure the best possible start to early access for founders. We apologize for the delay. We look forward to meeting you in Evernorth this week and to commencing our journey together with you, Airship Syndicate and Digital Extremes. Now, this is where we start to worry a little bit when it comes to games like this, mainly because this is a small developer and a small development team that have been working on Wayfinder, of which the game itself is absolutely incredible, by the way. I've had hands-on, and I can tell you it's definitely worth the wait. The problem with this, though, is that the professionalism behind it was a little bit disappointing. With the game launching on the 15th, they must have known that there were issues prior to the launch. With that being said, maybe keeping a little bit of a safe haven and a couple of days before actually giving us the announcement for it, meaning that we weren't all sat there waiting. We could have had absolutely anything happening at that point. You could have had people doing a live stream for the Wayfinder launch that were live X amount of hours beforehand, which definitely does happen, to say the least. Not only that, but people have been itching for this game for a little while now, and the Founders Pack is meant to be essentially like the pre-beta access to it. So what this means is it's not in full launch yet and it still classifies as an early access. But this is really disappointing. As well, I'm not too sure on the wording, mainly because it says that the PC access is delayed until August 17th with PlayStation to follow. When it says to follow, how long is it to follow by? Are we talking a matter of hours? Are we talking an hour? Are we talking the exact same time, but you just worded it problematically? Are we talking a couple of days? When will the PlayStation edition actually launch for this? We'll have to wait and see. But it is disappointing to say the least. And taking a look at some of the comments here in Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, they have got some things before here. So as we stated, we knew this was going to be the case, but somebody said, bruh, that's so annoying to wait until the night before to announce this. You guys had to have known that this was going to be an issue. Wayfinder actually responded to this by stating, we apologize for the late notice, but it's due to the team's commitment and efforts to try and avoid anything but the best experience for day one, which did result in a short delay. People are going to have a bit of a point on this though, as somebody states, I completely understand this. Review bombs on day one will impact the game massively, but the entirety of the game's cycle. I think that this is a really disappointing one, and I think that I had higher expectations for this one. I think that communication is something that Airship Syndicate and Digital Extremes have had a massive input on when it comes to this game, and they've really listened to the community. So the last minute notice was a little bit disappointing, to say the least. We do have a post here though that talks about the PlayStation 5 access, as we don't have an exact time period for it. It states, it is what it is, games don't get delayed for no reason, so do what you need to do so the game is at the best chance of success. Would have preferred PS5, but with the unconfirmed release date, I may switch to PC for early access and PlayStation 5 for full release. Wayfinder actually replies back to this. Bearing in mind, we've stated on this post that there is no preferred date for PS5. They state, thanks for the understanding, we didn't make the call lightly, but deemed it needed to be ensured you can all receive the Wayfinder experience you've been patiently waiting for. Again, there is no exact announcement for the PlayStation release of this, which is extremely concerning. Somebody puts on there, so PlayStation to follow means what? 1 day, 2, a month, how long? Wayfinder states, we will provide an update as soon as we are able to, but our goal is to release it as close to August 17th as possible. Thank you for your patience. This is really disappointing. This was not what I expected to kind of see from Airship. They've had such a good reputation since Wayfinder went into closed betas with NDA signings and stuff like that. But to not even have a release date for PlayStation as an overall is a little bit disappointing, to say the least. When they state that they're going to provide an update, we are kind of like waiting on a point. We're 2 days before the PC launch, and we now don't know when the PlayStation 5 launch is going to be. For me, myself, I expected a little bit more from this, and this was a disappointing notice, to say the least. A 2-day wait for PC launch is nothing too shabby and nothing too much to worry about, but with an exact date release, and on that date, having to kind of understand that PlayStation now doesn't even have a release date, I expected a little bit more. That's just my personal opinion. We do release a lot of good news for these games, but I wouldn't be fair if I didn't give the bad news as well. That's just the way that these channels work, so neither here nor there. Let me know your opinions down in the comment section below, and we can get a conversation going. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.